Okay, welcome to the Icebox Fantasy Football Podcast. I am Greg Baker, owner of the Trade Horror, and here to my left is Pat McKenna, owner of Half the Man I Used to Be, and currently second in the rankings. Pat, how you doing today?
Gregory, good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. And I know it's could have been on better circumstances with the cold and everything, but
Cheers.
we drink whiskey in Buffalo to stay warm.
That's right. Greg, you and I happen to share something in being two of three owners who've been in the playoffs each of the 3 seasons.
That's a great fact. I'd love to be a part of that.
Dynasty building, isn't it?
You know, every year it's just, you love it, and at the same time you hate it. I can't help to lose my hair and, quite frankly, question my marriage on some of these things. I take it way too serious.
Yeah. Some of
It's
us
all
do.
in good fun. It's all in good fun.
Greg, I went through today, and I picked up a lot of funny stuff about our league. And I wanted to see if you could get these trivia questions correct. You ready?
Oh, bring it on.
Greg, who was the first player ever drafted in Somebody Called Dave Durham?
This is a good one. I gotta know this one. Is it Andrew Luck?
It is!
Is it Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck!
I got it!
Wow!
Mike Morlock.
Mike Morlock.
Michael Morlock, God rest his soul.
Yep,
But yeah, Mike Morlock, I remember that.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
He
pour it
drafted-
all out for Mike Morlock.
That year, he drafted the whole Indianapolis Colts team that year.
You know what he finished? He's got the worst record in league history.
Did he not win at all?
1-11.
Goodness gracious. Just stay on the bench there, Mike. What else you got?
All right. This is an over-under, Greg. 22.5. Number of games played by the 3 first picks of our drafts.
20. Over.
First 3 picks. The 3 first overall picks in 15, 16, and 17. Their
Over
games
under?
played combined 22.5.
I gotta go over. Is it under?
It's under.
It's under.
It's under.
What is it?
Andrew Luck played 7. Antonio Brown played 15. David Johnson played 1 quarter.
Oh, David
So
Johnson.
22.25.
I got destroyed.
He's sitting right there.
Poor guy.
If you want to give that a full game, I didn't. I gave it a quarter.
Yeah, he didn't play the full game.
I gave you the answer to this one. Worst record in league history is Mike Morlock, 1-11.
He sucks.
I also mentioned this before. I'm going to say it again. Greg, Paulie, who's not here, and myself have made the playoffs all 3 years. How many teams have made it on 2 occasions, Greg?
I want to say Scott Slayman. Right now,
That's
56ers. Yes. Come on, man.
There's more.
There's another one.
There's actually, well, I can't give you that. Can't tell you how many, but there are more.
Okay, let's see. Not
The
including.
question was how many teams. So if I told you the number,
Yeah. All right, we got Scott Slayman.
yes.
Jeez, why is it so hard? I want to say Kevin. No, we already said Kevin, right? Kevin's on it.
Kevin is there. We got
Kevin's
2.
there. And, is it Devin?
Devin is not there.
No, he sucks.
This might help you.
Ugh, she's Freeman.
Freeman.
Get out of here.
2 playoff appearances and a fucking canned cheeseburger.
Oh, God, talk about a fall from grace. God
Big
bless
fall.
You. Oh,
The other person, there's actually 4 teams. Tim Granary.
little Timmy?
Little Timmy.
He has been extremely lucky this year. Tim, if you're watching.
I'm
my
gonna also
God.
get to that, Tim. I'm gonna fucking back you up there.
Ugh.
I'm gonna back you up.
All right.
All right. How many teams, including every participant we've had, all 3 years, how many teams have never made the playoffs?
Never made the playoffs. You know what? I'm going to say.
You've already got Morlock.
I already got Morlock.
He's there.
Jay Russell, who was only in 1 season.
And won the fucking toilet bowl with 180 that year.
Chris.
Monster game.
Yeah, he won the tournament.
Year 1.
Yeah, year 1. Year 2 would be Chris Smith.
Yes.
He played for
Who also didn't make the playoffs.
and won the toilet bowl last year.
Correct.
You know,
There's
another?
two other people.
Dennis Ippolito.
Dennis Ippolito.
He's not making it. Second year.
Actually-
their first year. No.
Yes, Denny's been in the league 2 years. Denny was the best team not to make the playoffs last year.
Yes.
You got two more.
Rob Burnett didn't make it.
You got three more then. Fuck, I forgot about Rob.
See, Rob Burnett, Tim Murphy.
Tim
No?
Murphy has made it twice. We just said that. No, I'm sorry. Tim Murphy's made it once.
He's made it once.
Yeah.
And Devin made it once, right?
Correct.
Braca made it. This would be his second time, I believe, right? I don't think he made it the first year.
Rocket did not make it. Yeah, did not.
Whew. I know I'm drawing a blank.
Coop Troop
Yes, the new guy. Totally forgot about them.
and Teixeira.
And Teixeira. Yes, Teixeira. Has he made the playoffs in this league at all? Never. Mike,
And I've got more for that later, Mike. We're not done embarrassing you.
you got to step up your game.
You really need to.
Jeez Louise.
We're done with the stories about your other fucking league, alright? We're on to this other league of yours.
Every time I'm so good at my other league.
Your mom! Yeah.
Your sister. Your dog. Come on now, Mikey.
Alright. Let's see if you can name the owners of these teams. Fresenius Finest.
That was Freeman, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Freeman. Not bad.
YouTube Chicken Star.
That was Mike Teixeira.
Off the ground and into the rabs.
That was also Mike Teixeira.
Dollar, 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 check these balls.
Who the hell was that? Was that short-lived? Is that like a 1 week change?
Jay Russell.
Was that Jay Russell? I was going to say, it's the only one.
Lavender Strokes, AO, GB.
That's your boy.
And last, but certainly not least, some overlapping cock strokes.
That was you and Paul Linder's team.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Alright. Most wins. Okay, more wins. Teixeira's team from 2015 to 2017, or Hollander's 2017 squad.
I've got to go with Paul Linder's.
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
They have 10 wins apiece.
Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh,
Yeah.
man. I would think of a new career.
3 teams have averaged less than 100 points in a season in the history of our league.
3 teams have
Averaged less than 100 points.
3 teams.
Yep.
Okay. First off the bat, I'm going to go with Mike Teixeira. Is he in there?
He's not.
He's not in there.
No, sorry, yes. He was.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it once.
Okay.
He did it once.
Gonna go with Murphy?
Murphy is also
Is
there.
he in there?
He's there.
Good. I just know too much.
Let me give you a reminder for number 3.
Freeman.
Freeman had the worst season of anybody.
He's
Yeah.
got some of the lowest points for. I think.
Bad.
He's
A
real
lot
bad.
of 80-point totals.
I think at 12. I think maybe he's at what 1,200 this year for points for
he
in
is
14 weeks.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It's bad.
It's ugly.
It's real bad.
Worst team ever to make the playoffs. Points. Worst team defined as points for. Lowest scoring team ever to make the playoffs.
If we're talking this year, that's Tim Granary.
Actually, it's Tim Granary times 2. Both times Tim Granary's made the playoffs, he was the lowest scoring team to make the playoffs.
That is an astonishing fact.
108
Astonishing.
the first year, average 101 this year.
My goodness.
Best team ever to miss the playoffs.
And for those of you guys who don't know who Tim Granary is, that's this little smug gentleman right here. Jeez, Tim. You know, for all the crying to do, you are one lucky
I
bastard.
got your back, Tim. I got your back.
All right, what do you got?
Best team ever to miss the playoffs.
Best team to ever miss it. It wasn't Kevin, because Kevin seems to squeak right in there but get knocked out in the first round. Was it? No, Kevin. It wasn't Tim Granary, you said.
Yes.
It's Tim Granary. Best team to not make the playoffs.
So the 2 times he's made the playoffs, he shouldn't have. And the one time he missed, Paul and I averaged 132. Kevin averaged 129. Tim averaged 127. Didn't make the playoffs.
Was that last year? That was last year. The year that he had the most points against.
By far.
He was kind of having the season that I'm having this year.
He's had the most points against in league history by a long
That
way.
was bad. I do remember that year.
Yeah,
I do remember that year. How can I forget? I was the champion.
He played a lot. He played a lot of dudes that were playing against like the Browns or the
jeez, just timing is everything. In
Bills in
fantasy.
December.
Yeah. Timing is everything in fantasy football.
True, false. Semifinalist John Brodka. You're gonna get fucking crushed, by the way, this weekend. Semifinalist John Brodka is making his first playoff appearance in Dave Durham.
False.
True.
That's true.
It's true.
I thought he made it like 2 years ago.
First year he was called something different too. I forgot to put him on my list. Can't remember what he was called. What was he called?
What is he now?
He is. What is he now? Fuck.
Beats by Ray.
Yeah, Beats by Ray is new. It used to be.
What the hell was it? What was your team name, Braca? Put a little questionnaire on the bottom of this video.
Yeah.
Tell us what your team name was at the beginning of the year.
Do it in the thread,
I don't
Johnny.
think it was Brokeback Mountain, was it?
No, I don't think so. It was,
Oh no, that's just what
that's
I call
another. That's another league.
That's another movie. Oh man, these are great questions, man. Great questions.
True, false. The first draft we ever did occurred at 6:30 a.m. Everyone was drunk. You had more candles lit in your house than in a porno movie. You had an erotic puppy calendar, and we had a frozen breakfast pizza.
Unfortunately, I'm sad to say that is all true.
It's super true.
I still have that calendar. It's packed away in my keep away
Oh,
box.
dude, that's a keeper.
That's a good calendar.
Anytime you're horny and alone, take that thing out.
That's the last thing I want to do is take that thing out when I've been drinking. Unbelievable.
I'd have it on a different list.
No, I totally forgot. My friend bought me that, alright? I'm not... He bought it to me because he knows I love dogs. And
I must have looked at that calendar that morning about 100 fucking times.
if I wasn't so busy...
Dude, what is wrong with you?
If I wasn't so busy trying to plan the best fantasy football draft in history...
1,000 barbecue hot dog things and still...
That's why I was so busy making Wiener Schnitzels that I forgot to take the fucking calendar off.
You had the NFL Network on, remember?
Playing
replaying old games
yes,
or something?
Yes, it's all about the mood in these things.
Candles everywhere. Dudes I barely knew. I think Paulie asked me to be in the first draft like 2 days before we did it. He's like, want to be in the draft? I was like, all right.
Yeah.
We were riding over to the draft with Devin. I'm like, who are we supposed to pick? He's like, pick Le'Veon Bell. I'm like, really? That guy's that good? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's crazy how much this league has evolved.
It really
just in
is.
a matter of a few years. Bar none, the best fantasy football league in our company. Mine is maybe close to the area.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I have a little high expectations.
No, I think you're right. I mean, you think about, look at this. Who the fuck is doing this?
I don't know.
Well, maybe we're the ones with the problem.
Yeah, we do have some problems. I mean, it's all about working your way up from the bottom and going to the top.
We do have league problems.
We always have it.
Yeah,
There's
we've got
always
some
going to
league
be
problems.
league problems. Always going to be league problems. But starting from the bottom and working your way to the top, just like in any league, we have last year's punishments and this year's punishments and the future punishments. This year...
This is just horrifying. I can't... Who decided to make this?
It's a true Western delicacy. It says it. Maybe hold it up to the camera so they can see a little better. That is smoked
I can't believe this exists.
rattlesnake in a can.
It's exactly what it is.
And it's almost like it's in soup. So we might need a strainer to drain that out for next
Even
year.
has a barcode?
I mean...
No, not the, I'm looking for the rattlesnake in a can, please.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Wow. No nutrition facts or anything? What do you think is in here?
Well, the review said that it was quite bony.
Bony.
The people were upset. Now, what he's holding now is this year's punishment. Freeman knows all too well.
35% Brodkin in here.
Is
Yeah, I would have called it.
that a fact?
I would have known that.
This is straight from Germany. It costs $36 for shipping. I swear to God, it comes from the Führer himself. Just look at this. If that's what it actually looks like, it might be okay.
This is probably what Hitler made the Jews eat.
Yeah, well, That's a list of forces. Freeman is now, he finished with a record of 4-9.
Yep.
A close second, Devin Carnath, team owner of Mush Peeners, finished 4-9. Luckily, his points for were higher than Freeman's, thus just escaping this canned cheeseburger.
Personally, I think they're both too young to be eating something like this. You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking they would be an old dude, doesn't really pay attention. It's disappointing to me for both of you guys.
Well, they don't have any children.
Right.
They're
There's
not
no
in
reason.
relationships.
No.
You got all the time in the world to crunch numbers.
Very sad.
You don't
Very
know how
sad.
many times my wife has yelled at me because I'm like this on my phone all day long, trying to get the right players, right matchups.
Guys like that, they've got access to their phone round the clock.
Yes,
Round the clock.
yes, I don't.
Information.
They might not be giving it their all, and this is what keeps people honest in these leagues.
Absolutely.
I think every league should establish an end of year punishment just to keep people
This
honest.
thing, anything that opens like this, is just.
I think the proper way to cook that is to boil it in water.
Oh, my
But
God.
we're not going to do that for Freeman. You just got to eat it right out of the can.
There's
my friend.
instructions on how to cook this?
There is instructions. Well, I don't have to do instructions, but from YouTube videos, that's what I've
Do you
seen.
just leave it in the can while you cook it?
Yeah, you drop it right in the water. Just drop it right in the water. Now,
Here's what, Greg.
right now, we are in week
Better keep warm, baby.
2 of the fantasy football playoffs.
Oh, wait a minute, Greg. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Speaking of that, a little more trivia.
Oh, we got more.
Yeah. Who?
Give me a little dabble of that.
I will. Who holds the record, all-time record for most playoff games played? Participated in the most playoff games in this league.
I gotta go with you guys.
It's you.
It's
You
me.
by a long shot.
Really?
Paulie and I got the bye once, twice, 3 times.
Oh, God.
So we didn't play the first round.
Yeah.
We won 1 year, so that's 2 for us. Then we lost with only 1 playoff game. And this year we're guaranteed 1 playoff game. You've been in 8. So you were in. Wait a minute, it's 8. 8. No, 8's not right.
They can't. That's
You were
why-
in the first and the second, so you're in 2. Then you were in the first, the second, and the third,
Third.
3. Now you're going to be in your second, so you've been in 7 playoff
7
games.
playoff games. Hopefully an 8th.
Paulie and I don't even think we're second. I think Slayman might have been in more than we have been.
Slayman is always. I mean,
He's a
besides
sneaky
this year,
bastard.
He sneaks right at.
Well, the first year he didn't sneak around anybody. Him and fucking who was his teammate the first year?
Amar.
That's right.
He took over.
What the fuck, man? Why did Amar leave?
Amar doesn't know about football.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. He was participation.
Okay. I thought Amar was the brains of the operation. I didn't know
No,
anything.
Amar jumped ship. He knew.
Yeah, Scotty. I mean, I was, when Scotty was a bubble team this year or last year. He's not in the playoffs this year.
He's not. He
Yeah,
just,
I thought he was gonna make a push.
I thought he was. That was one of my fantasy
Those fucking
forecasts. Was him just gonna sneak
Yep.
right in the playoffs, just like he always does.
Yep.
But I feel like he's always late to the party. He trades at the last minute.
He eventually does, but yeah, he's
Well,
a conservative trader.
It worked out. I think last year he made a few trades that kind of fire rocketed him into the playoffs. But this year he just kind of was a little. Everybody was crowding around that trade deadline. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a complete
He,
shit show.
he was the guy to call
Yeah.
during the trade deadline.
I made a trade with him. I'm sure somebody else made a trade with him. But
I mean, what would you have to give up to get Jarvis Landry from him? You think your firstborn child?
yeah, he's not.
Minimally?
At least my dog. He's not getting rid of him. And I tried.
Yeah, I mean, he's Jarvis Landry. Who else is? He's usually got Elshon. He didn't get Elshon this year, right?
He did. I got him from
Oh, you
him.
traded?
Yes.
Okay.
I gave him Robbie Anderson, who's been on fire, but now with the whole McCown injury,
Kyle Petty. Yeah, the Jets are unplayable. You can't play
you
Jets.
can't play anymore.
Maybe Powell. Powell could be sneaky at the end here.
I mean,
A
granted,
little scared of Powell.
I had high hopes for Powell coming in this year. And
I think everybody did.
yeah.
I think that's a lot of that's coaching.
Well, look where he's drafted. Who grabbed him?
Who had him? I remember wanting him. Yeah, he was drafted by Hot Garbage, 4th round.
4th round, and he held on to him. That's another one that didn't make any trades.
Well, I mean, I think Timmy walks out of the draft feeling decent because you look at his top 3 picks. I mean, who knew that fucking Andre the Giant Luck was going to be hurt for so long? Green and Baldwin, and then you get Powell in the 4th round. Terrence West and Kelly were terrible. The rest of his draft was terrible.
But based on volume, Terrence West seemed like a great pick because he
No,
was supposed to get a lot of volume.
No, I felt like he was not going to.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I thought it was a terrible pick.
I thought he was. I mean,
Jay Cutler's a right in. Andy Dalton's a fucking mess.
Jay Cutler's a right in.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a tag. They thought he was retired. That's.
I wrote something. I'm trying to think who I wrote in the first year. Do you have first year still? Do you have the big board?
I do not.
No?
Can't remember what
I
happened.
think we wrote in.
You guys definitely wrote in
We
something.
wrote in like somebody who was in a ton of legal trouble or something. Maybe O.J. Simpson or I don't know something.
Jesus.
I did. I'm looking over at Paulie's draft. Evan Ingram, last fucking round. I mean, dude, he picked Deion Lewis too.
He did a great job.
I mean, that's
He did a great job.
that's a good draft.
This is why I love having these and saving
Oh,
these.
those are great.
And just being able to reference and seeing the value.
Great
that people got.
conversational fucking articles.
I mean, some of the
you know
best.
what? If I want, I think it's a good idea for a bar to just have random drafts.
Yeah.
You can go to a bar and just be like, "Wow, look at this
Look at
draft!
this guy. Oh
Wow,
my God.
look what round he went in."
No way he lost. I mean, look at Sanu by Hot Beef Injection.
Oh, I love the Sanu pick.
In what, the 14th
I
round?
love the Sanu pick.
Sanu pick was great, Kevin, and he's
Dude.
still great, and he almost got you the win last
You
week.
know, I was coming on to Kevin hard in the beginning of the year.
God.
A lot of flirting with Kevin.
You
He's a
got
fucking prude.
He's very stingy with his
Yeah,
hands.
he really is.
You know, I get it, Kevin. I just beat Kevin to advance myself in the this year's playoffs.
Really?
Yeah, and
You don't say.
granted, I think a lot of that had to do with the voodoo curse I put on him.
Mm.
And he's a little upset with it, and he's not talking to me. I mean, you take these fantasy football losses hard, and Kevin is no exception to the matter. He's
Well, I guess I would say about the first year when we all decided to get together and watch the last week together. Whew, it was hard to sit next to Scott Slavin and think I was going to lose to him.
Yeah.
This motherfucker picked up Kirk Cousins that morning,
oh,
right? And I'm like, "Hey, Paul, are you serious? You're going to have Kirk Cousins?"
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins threw 4 touchdowns and ran for 1 against the Bills.
Oh my goodness.
So it was like a fucking double fuck you, you know? So we're watching this in the first half, and me and Paul are just fucking furious.
Yeah.
Watkins came on at the end. I think Delaney Walker had a big TD. But watching it with the dude you're playing against is not a great idea.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, in that year, you guys dealt with a lot of injuries that first year. And you guys still overcame it.
A
So
lot of them.
there's a lot of
Forte, Bell, and fucking
Yes.
Arian Foster.
so many injuries. I wrote you guys off.
Yeah.
I really did. And you guys came back from the dead, and that's another reason why people you can't give up. There's always waiver wires. There's always trades to be made. I mean, you guys are a prime example of that.
Not giving up. Brought
not
to you
giving
by Rattlesnake in a Can.
Yes.
Smoked rattlesnake in a can.
Well, let's talk about some other teams that had some misfortune this year.
Okay.
I mean, I can name off one right off the top of my head, and that's newcomer Rob Burnett.
Oh,
All I do is kick ass. That's his team name. He dealt with some
ravaged.
ravaged
by injuries.
I mean, his first 2 picks.
Yeah.
All I do is kick ass. Odell Beckham.
I mean, there were some flags there for Beckham, but I don't think it was enough to say you shouldn't draft him. I think it was a good pick.
Yeah. I mean,
Delvin Cook,
Delvin
too.
Cook.
Jesus.
I mean,
he was so good.
yes, he was on fire.
I wonder what Minnesota thinks about him next year, because, I mean, McKinnon has been...
They're going to roll it
I
down.
mean, maybe McKinnon's just a good fantasy back, and they know how good.
He's good for fantasy, but maybe not real football.
That's what I'm saying, right.
Or maybe vice versa, like Mike Gillislee for the time being was good for football, but not for fantasy.
He was such a disappointment.
Yeah, but the first game he came out hot. I was so excited, and then
But the fact that he was never going to catch the ball in a PPR league was a problem.
yeah, that New England backfield has been a headache for fantasy owners around the world.
What the fuck? I don't know if you saw any of the game last night. Burkhead in the first half, tons of touches. He's been arguably their best back. Second half, fucking Belichick just shuts him out. You never know what that dude's going to do.
That's
You
Belichick
never know
for you.
him.
That's Belichick for you.
I
It's
mean,
just-
he's between Blunt and who was Blunt and who else was last year?
White.
Blunt and White
White. I believe.
and Deion Lewis the year before.
Deion Lewis.
And then what did he do after Deion Lewis got? Was it just White? After Deion Lewis got hurt?
Who knows?
He wasn't. White never carried the ball.
You can
He
be a
wasn't
nobody
carrying
and
the
go to New England and be a fucking superstar. That's New England for you. The coaching is just phenomenal. But do you want to deal with the headache of...
ball. If New England lines up, I mean, all right. I've probably given this hot take before. Why is it not discussed more that New England has multiple white skill players that dominate.
They're the Ku Klux Klan of football.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, put Chris Hogan somewhere else. Put Amendola somewhere else. Put Welker somewhere else. Any of these dudes. Burkhead.
Wasn't Decker on that team for a while?
No, he's coming.
He's
He's
coming.
he's got his ticket.
Yeah, he's got his ticket.
Yeah.
Decker, 2018.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Any of you mediocre whites in the South that are a little frustrated with all these athletic guys, we got a spot for you up in Massachusetts.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy, man. Why isn't it discussed more? You don't notice it? Gronkowski, Amendola, Hogan. Dude, they're all white skill players on the same.
Edelman, without him being in.
Edelman, yeah.
That's huge.
Edelman's a fucking college quarterback.
Yeah.
And a white guy.
He's amazing.
Catches 1,000 balls a year.
He's amazing. It's just...
Do you think he's amazing? Would he be amazing elsewhere?
No. He'd be injured and be out and he wouldn't play because he wouldn't risk it.
That's a good question. Has there ever been a white to leave New England and be successful elsewhere?
That's going to take some digging. That is really bad on you right now.
I didn't do any research.
That is a long sip of Jack and Coke.
I guess you look at Chris Hogan's numbers pre-injury this year. He's on pace for about 1,210 touchdowns.
You know what? And he was really sought out in this
Oh,
previous
yeah.
Monday night. They were talking about him, and what did he do?
Miami was impressive last night.
Well, there you go. There goes the bet on that.
Their secondary, dude, how did they cook to cut a ball?
That's another thing. There's streaky players in New England.
Yeah.
Even Brady.
Oh, yeah.
The last two games, that's good for you in your playoffs.
It's great for me because
2 down games.
And now he's got to play Pittsburgh next week. And
It's
their defense
only
is
positive regression. It's only positive
Exactly.
regression at this point.
Exactly.
It's. Every year it's.
I've been saying to Paulie for weeks though that Brady in December is scary. You look at his December numbers, and sometimes it's New England wants to, because Belichick is a fucking. He's a genius, man. He's not playing just for that game. He's playing for other stuff. So he's like, I want to see if we can win and run the ball 80 times, and Tommy will throw it 10 times. And the next week, you have no idea what he's going to do.
How many years do you think Tom Brady will play quarterback? How many years left at least? He's 40 now.
They just traded Jimmy Garoppolo, who looks to be the real deal. And they did so with knowledge that their starting quarterback is 40. Brady's got the most yards in the league. His fucking rating is, 110.
Yeah.
He doesn't take many hits. He eats like bird food every day.
He does not stick to the NFL workout regimen.
He's not working out.
No, he's not working out.
But he also doesn't take hits, and he makes no apologies. When he's getting pressured, he throws the ball into the ground and lays down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The guy's fucking posing for underwear models. He's not your typical dude.
No. Well,
he's not coming out into a garage and doing a fucking podcast for fantasy football.
Well, people are trying to steal his semen in Boston, I heard. Can you blame them?
It's not a bad move.
Turkey basters are a dying breed in New England as people try to steal Tom Brady's sperm. Well, let's get going a little more on our league here. This week, now we're rolling into this. We'll talk about
the Final Four.
We'll talk about the Final Four.
Okay. Or you want to talk about the league?
Well, let's talk about the week that just passed.
Okay.
And the people who have been eliminated.
I gotta say, man, I was happy to have a bye because I would have been out.
John Brock's team. Now you're facing a team that does not have Carson Wentz. Is that true? Is he out for the year?
No, that's fantastic. That's definitely
that is a huge blow. Now you guys are projected. You're projected to beat him. I don't think
he's made his substitutions at this point.
He has not. He has Jameis Winston on his bench. He has
Jameis playing on Monday Night Football.
That's serviceable.
That's very serviceable.
Serviceable.
I'm sure that throughout the year, Jameis has heard a lot of criticism, and Monday Night Football, when they want to perform, I got Evans, so
he kind of counteract that.
I'm a little nervous. He's got fucking Freeman. He's also got Jameis, both playing Monday night.
Adam Thielen has been...
Fuck it, he's going to be a Patriot.
There's another white guy. There we go. We forgot to...
He's a successful white guy outside of New England.
Yes.
Very uncommon. Yeah.
He's only projected.
He's like a reformed Klan guy. He's like, I'm not doing this Klan shit anymore.
You know what? I was skeptical because he finished strong last year, Adam.
Yeah, I didn't know what to make of him.
I didn't know if I could trust him.
And I certainly thought Diggs was better than him. Yeah, this guy's incredible.
Diggs also was at a point of the season top. He was the top wide receiver in fantasy in our league, and then he got injured.
Yep.
And then it just kind of spiraled out of control.
He had a lot of question marks about health.
Yeah.
I remember Paul and I picked him up when he first came out because I read something about him that said he's going to be like Antonio Brown was. And I'm like, what?
I think he needs Bradford. Him and Bradford have a connection.
Yeah, they got something there.
There's got to be something.
But I mean, I don't know what the fuck that team does now. What Case Keenum?
Well, you've dealt with your own things now. You drafted Kareem Hunt, which was amazing in the beginning, and then Fat Andy just destroyed his stock.
Killed him.
He had a good game last week, but granted, you traded him before the trade deadline. You had Ezekiel Elliott. Now he's serving a suspension. Will not be back to what, week 16 or 17?
He'll be back for the Super Bowl.
And now you traded Kareem Hunt away and got a few players. One of those being Rex Burkhead, and who are your other running backs?
Alex Collins was getting
Alex
hot.
Collins.
Alex Collins is getting fucking hot.
You're kind of rolling into this semifinals playoff with kind of like a ragtag.
You're correct. I'm a little bit limping. A little bit.
Fantasy doesn't matter how good your team is. It's if they show up when they need to.
Here's the thing though about Collins. He's gaining a lot of steam, and when I picture Ravens in my head, I picture fucking mean black dudes with dreads and fucking visors like this who just want to fucking eat your children and shit. And Collins he is such a Raven.
Yeah.
Such a Raven.
What about...
Now, that doesn't mean anything for fantasy football, but
Yeah,
in addition to that, he's got Cleveland this week. He's got Indy next week.
So it opens right off.
He is a creamy playoff schedule.
Now, what about Woodhead? Did you see Woodhead in his return? He looked like he put on some weight.
I didn't notice that.
He could barely fit in his helmet. It seemed like.
See, he left New England. He left New England.
Okay, so your points right now, the projections for Beats by Ray and Half the Man I Used to Be, you are projected to score 119 points. Your opponent is projected to score 92.8.
But he's not.
But he hasn't put in a quarterback yet.
Yeah, Jameis is
So-
about 17, so
See,
I think
it's
I'm
going to be a
nervous.
nail biter.
No, what I'll say about my projections is I expect Brady to
Light it up.
outperform his expectation.
You need him.
Brady's expected for 19 there. I think you could be looking at 320, 3 or 4 touchdowns for Brady because I think coming off a loss, coming off a bad performance, prime time against Pittsburgh, and for some reason, man, the fucking the Patriots always like to give it to Pittsburgh. Like they could have 40 in the fourth quarter, be up by a lot, and they're still throwing the ball. You know what I mean? I think they like to troll Tomlin. I really do. I think they like to troll Tomlin.
Well, we got here. You got your Tom Brady, your Alex Collins, your Rex Burkhead, and Fitzgerald. With all the quarterback injuries,
I
he
know.
is still producing.
He's incredible.
He is just an incredible talent.